Your first job is just the beginning. Remember how excited you were when you landed that first paycheck? That sense of pride and independence, it was real. But here's the secret. Your first million starts in your head. Too many people waste time chasing hacks or the latest strategy, when really wealth building is largely a mindset game. You've probably heard it said that building wealth is 70% mindset, 20% mechanics. In practice, that means your beliefs and habits count far more than any shortcut. Most folks focus on tactics, the latest stock tip, side hustle idea, or get-rich-quick formula, instead of how they think about money. Building real wealth demands believing you can do it, even when the path is hard. Embrace risk. No path to wealth is risk-free. If you stay in a safe 9-to-5 job your whole life, you risk income stagnation or job loss. If you start your own business, you risk instability and late nights. If you invest, you risk market ups and downs. And if you do nothing, you risk guaranteed inaction and regret. In other words, pick your poison, choose your element. Every option has trade-offs. Traditional job, steady pay and benefits, but limited upside. Inflation or layoffs can quietly erode your earnings over time. Entrepreneurship, potentially massive rewards but unpredictable income and hard growing pains. Investing, historical average stock returns beat inflation, but there are always market bumps. $100 today is worth less in 20 years if it just sits in cash. Inaction, no immediate danger, but also no progress. The point is, there is no zero-risk choice. You have to decide which uncertainty you can handle and lean into it. It's okay to be cautious at first, but over time you must move out of the safety net. As one motivational saying goes, a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. If your goal is to earn $1 million and beyond, you'll have to step outside comfort and into challenge. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Chasing a cushy life right away will only slow you down. The latest gadgets, designer clothes, fancy dinners, they may feel rewarding, but they train your brain to expect instant comfort. True wealth builders delay gratification. They save and invest before upgrading their lifestyle. Think of it like this. Your thinking about money doesn't really change until you hit some milestones. Say you set a goal, I want $10,000 in my bank. Then another, I want $100,000. Hitting each number reinforces the idea that you can grow more. I know it's hard when you're earning little to even tuck away a bit of cash, but start somewhere. Even $50 per paycheck can become a habit. Track your spending, set up an automated transfer, or pick up a tiny side gig. Over months, you'll see your balance grow, and a cool thing happens. Your mindset shifts. You start identifying as a saver and investor, not just a consumer. The rich aren't inherently smarter. They play a different game. They don't work themselves to the bone. They make time work for them. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. He said, "He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." By starting early and staying consistent, even small investments snowball. Warren Buffett built his fortune on this idea. In fact, his biography is titled The Snowball because he rolled up gains and let time do the rest. In short, let your money multiply. Don't just stash it under a mattress. Inflation is the silent killer. Here's another truth. If your money just sits idle, it quietly loses value each year. Why? Inflation. It's that hidden force making everything a bit more expensive over time. That means $100 in 2000 only buys about $82 worth of goods 20 years later. So yes, money standing still is basically shrinking money. Wealthy people don't fear inflation. They outsmart it. Instead of hoarding cash, they invest in assets, stocks, real estate, businesses that historically outpace inflation. Their money keeps working, even when prices rise. You can do this too. Learn about low-cost index funds, or invest in a retirement account, or even small rental properties if that's your thing. The key is to multiply your money, not just accumulate it. One more gem from the wealthy playbook: diversify across asset types so one inflation spike or market crash doesn't wipe you out. Learn the language of risk. Rich people aren't afraid of risk. They understand it. They don't go in blind. As Warren Buffett famously said, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. In practice, this means they study a potential investment or business thoroughly before diving in. They often start small, test their idea, get mentors or read books, and gradually increase their exposure. What can you do? Begin educating yourself right now. Read a couple pages of a personal finance book each night. Follow credible financial blogs or podcasts. Talk to a friend who has invested or started a business. Only put money into what you understand. Use tools. If stocks scare you, try broad index funds or robo-advisors first. The idea is to measure and manage risk. When you learn something well, what felt dangerous often seems manageable. Buffett also spreads investments so one loss won't sink him. You can do that too in a small way. Don't put all your savings into a single startup or stock. Break the taboo. Here's a cultural quirk. We often treat money talk as taboo. In many circles, people pretend they're experts or just stay quiet. Everyone dreams of financial freedom, you've heard that line, but very few are honest about how little they know. Don't be one of them. The only dumb question is the one you don't ask. Be curious like a sponge. Read stories of ordinary people who built wealth, a teacher who started an online course business, an engineer who fixed computers on the side, or a friend who slowly turned a $5 a day coffee habit into an investment routine. Each of them started by admitting they didn't know, then they learned. That's what breaks the cycle of just saving $10. Remember, the wealthy know they don't have all the answers, and they're always learning, and so should you. Create value, don't just flaunt value. It's easy to get distracted by the appearance of success. We see glossy social media posts, brand new iPhones, luxury vacations, fancy sports cars. But here's a truth. Real wealth creates those things. It's not about showing them off. The richest people often own the companies behind those products, not just the latest model. Your mindset shift. You want to own the cake, not just eat it. Instead of scrolling Instagram with envy, ask yourself, how can I be on the supply side? Start small. If people love homemade cookies in your office, why not bake in bulk and sell them online? Good at graphic design? Start freelancing or design a template to sell. Great at fixing tech? Maybe a side hustle repairing phones. Every big business started as someone solving a problem or fulfilling a need. Rich people focused on creating value, making products, services, businesses that serve others. You can too. This means you also have to be true to yourself. Don't do things just for show or because everyone else is doing it. Sit alone, journal, or think. What am I good at? What problem do I see around me? What kind of life do I really want? Design your future to match your values and strengths. When you build something real, a skill, a product, a service, you own a piece of it. You control it. That's a lot more powerful than leasing success for likes. Action steps. Adopt a millionaire. Mindset: believe a bigger life is possible. Challenge limiting thoughts like, I'll never earn that much. Visualize hitting your target and how it feels. Write down your why, freedom, family, passion, etc., and revisit it. Face your fears. Identify the risks you've been avoiding. Research them. Start small, maybe a tiny investment or a side project, so the fear fades. Each success builds confidence. Start saving, even little. Automate it. Treat it like any bill you must pay. Over time, increase the percentage. Watch your savings snowball grow. It reinforces positive habits. Invest for growth. Don't let cash sit idle. Open a retirement or brokerage account. Learn about index funds, stocks, or low-cost bonds. Set up automatic monthly investments. Learn constantly. Read one chapter a week on finance or entrepreneurship. Listen to a podcast on your commute. Follow practical YouTube channels or blogs. Ask questions in forums or from mentors. Knowledge reduces risk. Delay gratification. Hold off on big non-essentials, the new phone, that expensive trip, until you hit certain savings goals. Reinvest what you save into your goals instead of spending on status symbols. Increase your income. Look for high-value skills you can learn, coding, sales, marketing, etc., that can pay more or allow freelancing. Consider a side hustle that aligns with your interests. More income lets you invest more. Build a network. Surround yourself, even online, with ambitious, growth-minded people. Join a finance club, a mastermind group, or at least a community chat where goals and ideas are shared. Energy is contagious. Review and adapt. Every few months, check your progress. Are you closer to those mini milestones? What's working? What's not? Tweak your plan. Set new targets. This habit of reflection keeps you on track. Be patient and persistent. It took decades for compounding to make legends wealthy. Your goal isn't a sprint, but a marathon. Celebrate small wins along the way. Keep your eyes on the horizon and adjust for storms, but never lose sight of your destination. Remember, your first million begins in your mind. Treat money as a tool to build the life you want, not just a number in your account. Every day, in small ways, you're training your brain for success. The more value you create and the smarter you manage risk and time, the closer that million-dollar goal comes. You've got the mindset and the plan now. It's time to take action and grow from within.